Accountability, staffing cuts, and the future of Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools all on the table tonight in a one-on-one conversation with a current school board member.
Our Kelly Kendall has been covering this budget crisis for months. And Kelly, what did the board member tell you today?
I spoke with Sabrina Kuhn, who has been on the school board since 2023. Recently, she was one of 3 school board members who voted against the reduction in force that is being implemented across the district. As many employees learn they are losing their jobs, she says her primary concern is staffing levels inside of schools and how that will impact the district.
I'm very disappointed. I don't know how it's playing out. I'll just be very honest. A few things that we were told have not appeared to be happening. So I have some questions for the superintendent.
Questions about how hundreds of staff cuts are being rolled out across Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools as it works through its immense budget crisis. School board member Sabrina Kuhn says it's not the only question she is asking. She says she's asked district leadership if civil legal action can be taken against the former chief financial officer, Thomas Kranz, who resigned in the spring of this year.
I feel like the question needed to be asked. Whether it can or not, I don't know that yet. I know legal counsel is exploring and looking into things. Whether there is anything or not, I don't know. I feel like there's so much gross negligence that if there is a way to hold that person accountable, I would love to see that done. I just don't know that there is.
Do the same sympathies extend to the former superintendent?
I don't know that there is anything there that would warrant it.
We also asked Kuhn about her role as a board member in the district's financial crisis.
I think one question that has, I'm sure, been posed to you, that's been posed on social media quite a bit is, well, the board approves the budget. How did the board not see any issues with the budgets being presented to them, given that audits did find issues in the past? I mean, what would you say to that when that question is posed?
I mean, it's fair. However, there are certain pieces of things that we don't see. We're not in the day-to-day of the budget. We are presented the information by the superintendent, by the CFO, where they have worked together to come up with what they believe is the best plan for our district. The board's duty is to look at that and say, does this make sense financially? Does this make sense for our district? When all the information that we were given said it was okay, and that when we asked the questions, do we have the money to do this, the answer was yes, I don't know what else we could have done. Maybe, I don't know.
Looking ahead, Kuhn says she doesn't believe that the pain the district is currently experiencing is over. But she says that she hopes the district will come out the other end of this crisis stronger. The Board of Education will meet for its next meeting on Tuesday, September 9th. For now, live in Winston-Salem, I'm Kelly Kendall for WXII 12 News.